We build mobile systems at scale to help social businesses and nonprofits reach the people that they need to reach in Africa. We're obsessive with going to scale, and today I'd like to share with you just 2 short case studies, 2 projects that we've worked on the last couple of years, and just to share with you some of the learnings that we've had in the last couple of years taking mobile systems to scale. So what we're trying to do is really build on this incredible opportunity, the 500 million people, almost half the people in Africa that now have mobile devices in their hands. And how can we build services that can touch each and every one of those people? So the way we think about this, if we go to scale and we build these type of systems, is first of all, accessibility. How do we build the systems in such a way that we have the same experience even on the very lowest handset as in the very highest handsets? How can we make our content very relevant to our audience? And then finally, how do we make it sustainable, obviously? So in terms of accessibility, one of the key things for us has really been cost. In the end, our users need to be able to access these services at zero or at no cost. When you update your Twitter feed or your Facebook update, you do not think about the fact that you're tweeting right now. So for you, in essence, that cost is absolutely free. And if we are going to be delivering these services to our end users, we need to have that for free as well. And it has to be simple. The first project I want to share with you is, I'm sure a lot of you have heard about before, it's Project Masuleke. We really took a really simple concept, please call me's. All of you who live in South Africa probably know what a please call me is, or either sent one or received one. And really what it is if you're running out of airtime, if you're on prepaid, and you want somebody to call you, you can send a free please call me to that person. And the spare space on that please call me, we utilized for public service messaging. MTN was our partner in this project. And the amazing thing about Please Call Me is that per day in South Africa, almost 30 million of those are being sent. And what's really incredible about these messages is that we're reaching the very people that are most hard to reach through traditional media. And you can see that there's one of the sample messages around HIV/AIDS in Zulu. And I'm going to show you just the numbers here. In the last 2 years, with the help of MTN, we've been able to send over 1 billion of these messages with very simple HIV/AIDS messages. And we've managed to drive almost 1.5 million calls to the National AIDS Helpline in South Africa. Those are incredible results, and they work on the very lowest handsets in South Africa. But of course, one of the challenges here is that you only have 140 characters to deliver your message. And we realized that we needed to do something else to really engage with our audiences. And the other project I'd like to share with you briefly is called Young Africa Live. It's a portal that we built with the help of Vodacom in South Africa. It runs on the Vodafone Live operator deck. And what we were able to do here is provide a social community for young people in South Africa to entertain them around issues that are important to them. So love, sex, relationships, and of course HIV/AIDS. Very importantly though, the content on that portal is completely free for the end user. So not only is it free to consume the information, it's completely free to browse, to download the videos, so our users can communicate with each other and discuss these topics completely free of charge. And you can see the type of topics that we ran on the portal are specifically things that are of interest to them and relevant to them. And here are some of the example stories that we've been running over the last year. Dating tips. I won't talk about the magic penis case, but circumcision, what makes you gay. Really interesting in South Africa, even though we've got such a liberal constitution, we found with running a story like this that how much homophobia is still in the country. Some of these stories had over 5,000 comments generated within a day. I think it'll be better if you actually go and experience it on your mobile phone. So I recommend that you go to the Vodafone Live portal. You're going to have a look at that. But I want to share with you just some of the incredible numbers that we've been able to generate the last year. So we have over 370,000 unique individuals on our portal in the last 12 months. Over 1 million comments have been generated. We do over 36 million page views around these. So obviously our audiences and the kids and the teens of South Africa are incredibly interested in this type of content. And if you provide them with a space for them to go and discuss these topics, they will do so. Currently we add over 30,000 new teens to the portal every month. We generate over almost 4,000 comments per day, almost 140,000 page views. Just have a look at that. These are the new users per month. So the growth of the portal is actually accelerating. So I think it's really interesting to see how these social networking tools are allowing our teens and the kids in South Africa to discuss these topics. And what's really important here, obviously in the long run, is behavior change. And we believe strongly that having our communities talk to each other and the kids talk to each other about these topics, that we can drive that type of behavior change. So in the end, has it really changed their lives? Are we driving behavior change? And so a lot of these type of measures are easy for us, the immediate outcomes. A lot of page views are fantastic. Lots of comments are fantastic. Having a very large audience on our platform is obviously amazing. But are we really driving behavior change in the long run? So we are working towards building models. We could see how information is disseminated within this community. But we also do qualitative research within the group to see what their feedback and their perception is and whether we are really driving behavior change. And just some quotes from our audience here. I'll leave that to you to read. I think maybe I'll read that one for you. Yal has really made up my mind because I'm now proud of my positive status. I have confidence walking in the street and believe that it still has a long life. And I still believe that I still have a long life to go live no matter what my status is. That's really, you can see how hard it is to moderate this portal. You learn quite quickly. And the other problem, of course, in South Africa, people might speak English, but the comments would be in at least 2 or 3 vernaculars in the same sentence. Okay, this one I'll read to you as well. Talk about behavior change. I told her I didn't have a condom. She said, no problem. And my mind, thinking about Yale guidance, I wear my clothes and I say, I will be back. Even now, I would say, thank you, Yale. You make me to have good responsibility. Anyway, that's it. So I think it's really important to see how these, and these are just some of the quotes from our users, but if you look at the comment stream within these stories, we find that we're now building up community moderators, and it's really interesting how we find that some of our audience members are now becoming responsible, taking responsibility within the community. And over 50% of our moderation is now being done by community moderators. So in terms of building these things, making sure that we've got the inclusiveness, that we are universally accessible, showing you the example of, for instance, Please Call Me's, which are available to every single handset. Not charging for the data is incredibly important. Having somebody like a network operator like Vodacom help us here to make that accessible for them. Being relevant to our audience, building the right type of content that they find interesting. And I think it's really important having a social product. You're competing or co-opting the same behaviors or working with the same behaviors that currently are being expressed in sites such as Facebook. So learn from those. And I think really for my last point, and I think the most important thing for us is the community builds a community. Almost all the new features that we currently are building into these tools come directly from the polls that we're running every week on the portal. And our moderation, over 50%, as I said, is now being done by our own community managers. And with that, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to chat to you.